Okay, but how long until Geark leaves the fucking call?
Yeah.
'Cause I know one of them always leaves.
Yeah.
He's like,
Okay.
fuck this shit. I'm going home.
Yeah, Geark's going back to Germany.
Yeah, what the hell kind of name is that? So anyways, guys, do you know how much a polar bear weighs?
Probably, I would say about 1,600 pounds.
It's actually 450 kilograms, which is equal to what?
Isn't there 2 point some pounds per kilograms?
Like
I don't
Something like
fucking
that.
know.
2.1 or something like that.
Not,
I honestly.
about
Oh,
992 pounds, so almost 1,000 pounds.
oh yeah. So
Okay.
like a big fucker could possibly weigh maybe 1,400 pounds.
Either way, you guys ruined my opening joke, so let's just get into it. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Not Rich Just Bored. I'm here with, of course, Ryan
Heyo.
and Justin
Yo.
and my grandpa's ghost.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Also,
Okay,
just
seriously.
search it up. 2,200 pounds was the biggest recorded polar bear. So yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, because
Jesus.
I was looking up averages because I know everybody was sitting there waiting for me to go enough to break the ice, but then we made a better joke out of it
Yes.
because I thought
Your
you
li- your
guys were
life.
gonna. I thought you guys were gonna say. Well, well, honestly, I thought you guys were gonna say something smart, but then you guys were like, probably 1,000 pounds," or like you actually answered me. I'm like, fuck. Like the one time I want you to not answer me, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what? It's like me trying to multitask.
Holy fuck.
Oh, my
Like the
goodness.
other night when you joined my Discord call
Yeah.
with Kyle, and I'm like playing online, and I like go silent, and all you can hear is like.
Oh my god. Trying to talk to you while you're doing anything is like literally the most cancerous thing in this planet. Like you can only you're a fucking single core CPU when it comes to fucking
I really am.
multitasking.
I really am. I can't do.
Like
I
a
can't.
single thread, single core. There's nothing else going on.
I can't. Yeah, I can't jerk off and pat my head at the same time. Like
Yeah.
literally.
Oh, too good, too good.
But yeah, so I just want to open up kind of with a general question. I was wondering, what are you guys playing right now?
I'll go. I just started playing Cyberpunk.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
How you enjoying it?
It's really good. Wow. I don't know. Like I understand how it came out pretty like sketch with like how it ran and stuff like that. But they always said right from the beginning like that the top end systems weren't having those problems. Basically what I was seeing is they came out with this next gen game, but people that didn't have the hardware to support a next gen game were having big problems with it. And I have a pretty beast computer and I haven't had a single issue with it and the game itself has been pretty incredible so far.
Yeah.
Honestly, like the story and everything. Yeah.
Nice. I need to get back into that, actually. I should probably start from fresh, because if I go back into a save file right now, I'll be like, what the fuck is going on?
That's something I have a trouble doing like if
Oh
like
man.
like open world RPG type games, I can't
Yep.
go back. Like if I stop playing that game, I just can't go back and start off where I left off. I just
100%.
It's never been my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me too. I can't. I have to have a fresh start, and if it's been like definitely a few months, but if it's been a few weeks even, I'm like,
Yeah.
Like I have to kind of fucking commit to it and do it, get it over with.
For sure, because I feel with open games like that, there's so many different character developments or like ways you can build your character, and it's just really tough to go back in those types of games. Like a linear game, like say if it was like Zelda Ocarina of Time or like a linear path game like that, I could go back any day and it wouldn't bother me for a second.
Yeah.
But
What storyline did you end up going with?
I went with like I was in the tech industry.
That the corporation or whatever.
The corporation, yeah, part of
Yeah,
the
that's what I
corporation.
chose too.
But something tells me though, like I mean, you pick your thing at the start, but I think you get away from that right off the bat.
You do. You do,
Yeah.
honestly.
Okay,
Like
that's what I kind of figured.
like it will affect different little story arcs, like little bits, like kind of
Mhm.
dialogue related to
Yeah,
kind of
I've
help
seen
you in a
that.
certain
Yeah, you
spot.
can use. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's as far as I think from my understanding that
Okay.
it gets to. So
Hmm.
Does Keanu Reeves come in right away?
I haven't got to him yet. Actually, surprisingly,
What the hell's
I
his
think
name?
he's
Johnny Steele or something?
something like
I'm
that,
not too
yeah.
sure.
The
Yeah, I can't
he
remember.
I think he's like at least around the halfway point, I want to say. Again, I never finished the game, so
Did you hear that people were modding the game so you can have sex with them?
yeah,
and,
actually
Yeah, of
and
there
I
was
course.
an
read,
interview.
or I see, yeah, and then he was interviewed and was told about that, and he's like, "Oh, that's kind of neat."
And yeah, and then he started talking about virtual porn or something like that. And he's
Oh
like,
yeah,
"Can you imagine if you could put yourself in it and then get paid for it?"
wow, the future.
Keanu Reeves is probably like, I actually fucked myself during the interview.
Yeah,
You could tell, like he's like really open. He's a very open-minded person
yeah.
when
Yeah.
you watch that conversation. Because the chick, I forget her name, that plays a Trinity, you could see she's like not with the a lot of like um she looks very confused about the conversations that he was having
Oh
with the
really? Oh yeah.
interviewer.
Oh,
Yeah.
you said Trinity, right?
Yeah.
I thought you said the chick that plays the tranny. I'm like, whoa, Ryan, easy there.
Oh, what is with
Did you
you?
know that that the Matrix was directed? I'm pretty sure by two transgenders.
Yes, it is.
Okay, but anyways, let's
The
get off of that. But
new
yeah,
one though, yeah, the new
That's
one
kind
only
of neat.
has the one sister or brother, or
Oh yeah.
one of the siblings this time, not both of them.
Oh,
okay.
are they are they like a couple directors? Like, are they together?
They're siblings.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, because I
Yeah,
know it's surprising when you delve into Hollywood, the amount of directors that are like brother and sister or brother
yeah,
and brother or like family members, like they
yeah.
direct as a team. It's
Yeah,
pretty interesting.
hmm
yeah.
So,
But
I,
what games are you playing right now, Ryan?
right now just Tarkov. There hasn't like I finished up the Grand Theft
against
Auto.
bots.
Yeah, I'm so done with Grand Theft Auto. Thank God.
Oh yeah, just
Vice
burnt
City
out on
was.
it.
I loved Vice City. That was a great one. 3 and San Andreas. Holy crap, man. That was rough. And
Yeah.
that was after. And I started playing San Andreas after they started patching that game. And there was at one point when I was, I think, second day into San Andreas. So I think it took 8 days for me to beat it. Um, Second day, I got a 16 gigabyte update for patches for
Oh,
that.
you're referring to the remasters?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitive edition. And they're like they were giving out the original versions for free to anyone who has it for PC through through Rockstar's
Yeah.
stupid launcher.
Yeah, because they took them off the store originally, and then they're
Yeah,
like, "Yeah, actually, we're sorry.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
sorry. We really fucked this up."
Oh, they did, man. Well,
Oh,
like,
they had their
oh,
own launcher that you had to download?
yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's
Companies
so
need to stop fucking doing that.
I
yeah.
know.
Like, okay, I
It's
don't want to
because
install your fucking company specific launcher to play your games. I'm sorry.
I know, and
Yeah,
you know the thing is because it's Rockstar's way of getting around Steam's 20%
yeah.
that they want, or
Okay, but
whatever it
let's be
is. I'm sorry.
realistic here. Let's be realistic. Do you not think that I bet you they lost 20% of sales by not having it on Steam? If not
Probably, yeah.
more.
I
If
wouldn't be
not more.
surprised.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's a
Well,
lot of
like,
people that will not go out of their way to download another launcher. I'm pretty much on board with that myself. Like if
yeah,
it's not convenient for me,
yeah,
I'm probably not going to participate in it.
yeah.
well, exactly.
I have Epic Game Store and Steam. I think that's it. Other than I
Yeah.
guess Rockstar, but
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. I don't want to go looking for my fucking games.
Mhm.
Like, I
Yeah.
just want all my games in one place. I don't want to
hmm
be like, Oh shit, where did I download that? Was that fucking Rockstar? Was that
Yeah.
G2G? You know, was that this or
Yeah.
that? The Epic
Yeah.
Game Store, the Ubisoft store?
You know,
That,
the thing that confuses me is Rockstar's publisher, I think, is Take Two, or owners is Take Two Games, I think, or something like that,
Okay.
or 2K Games. Um,
that would make
and
sense.
this is the same group that has Mafia, the Mafia series. How do you go from like making a game like Mafia, where it's a definitive, they made a definitive edition of Mafia 1, 2, and 3, maybe more 1 and 2, and they took what they did is they took 1 and 2 and they took the engine from 3 and redid 1 and 2 with it. How do you go and completely do that, but then you have Grand Theft Auto, Rockstar's child, Golden Duck, Goose, and
Yeah.
like, how do you fuck that up? I just don't understand how they're like,
Laziness,
well,
quick
well,
dollar.
but it's just like, how do you like? Oh, well, let's put a ton of money into Mafia. Mafia was actually not a bad game. I didn't
Yeah.
mind 1 and 2. I never played 3 myself, but how do you go and dump a bunch of money into Mafia and then just put barely any money into Grand Theft Auto? Like, I would
Uh,
have seen the
So what's
opposite.
the problems then? Because I'm not too familiar with what the
So
problems are.
they pretty much like the Mafia now 1 and 2 definitive edition look like a next gen game.
Okay, yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, they got a graphical update. Supposedly, I'm hearing they're running them on the Unreal Engine. I don't know how true that is, but the art direction that they went with is stupid. It's just like overall they could have just take. I just don't understand how they couldn't have been like, let's take the Grand Theft Auto 5 engine that's been out since like fucking 2013
Yeah.
and just recreate our three legendary games on it.
Right?
And it's just like, fuck. It just confuses the shit out of me because, yeah, San Andreas and Grand Theft Auto 3 ran like shit. Especially San
Yeah.
Andreas. It was horrible.
Well, we do. They don't want people to go away from GTA 5, you know? If they make it too good, people will be going away from GTA 5.
I know. I know. To think
Makes
they're
no
still
sense.
making another edition that's coming out next year.
It sounds
Of
like
what?
Or
it's
is it out already? For GTA. I thought they were making a next gen GTA 5,
Oh, I don't know. For PS5?
PS5 and Xbox.
And
I
yeah,
think it was just yeah, like yeah, they are doing a next generation edition, but I think they're doing is just rendering higher resolution textures.
Yeah,
Like I don't think
cuz
they're like changing the
yeah,
the
cuz they
engine.
had a
oh yeah.
trailer not too long ago and like people were like, you guys are fucking spending your time fucking doing this.
Yeah.
I know.
Like again, it looks stupid as hell. The biggest thing that they've done recently is they made some DLC, some multiplayer slash single player slash DLC thing with Franklin, and he's back in multiplayer now, and they have Dr. Dre or something like that. It's like their big story or something. I don't know. I could care less. I want to know I want to see 6. But I'm also hearing from again, I don't know. I kind of take it as a grain of salt. Like apparently leakers are saying high um what is the term I'm looking for? High sourced leakers are saying apparently Grand Theft Auto 6 is like a development mess, just like a major
Oh,
disaster. Yeah,
Oh,
supposedly, but I haven't. Again, that's as much as I know. That's just
right.
it. Could, for all I know, too, that could be just a clickbait title. But I'm seeing a
Yeah.
lot of them.
It could be. Uh yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5 came out 8 years ago.
Yeah,
Holy fuck.
yeah,
That's
I
fucking
know.
crazy.
I know.
I
Like what
I just
happened
think
to the
about that.
days of like these titles coming out like every 4 or 5 years? Like a new
yeah,
title, you know?
yeah,
Yeah, they're literally, and I've compared I've compared them to this before. That like Grand Theft Auto is literally the new. That's like the same as Skyrim. They're acting exactly like
Yeah.
Bethesda.
Yeah.
They're not making any new game. They're just literally fucking putting life support on the current game.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think like 3, 4, maybe push 5 years on game development. I think is not bad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
When
If
you
it's
go
a
for
big game like that,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's for AAA titles. Like yeah, I think developers especially AAA developers when they're throwing games every year, I think that needs to go away.
Isn't it pretty sad that a game like Skyrim has gone through 2 different hardware developments, like generation of consoles now?
yeah,
Like, isn't it
Oh, it'd
sad
be
that
3, wouldn't it?
yeah.
well,
It was on the
it was, but I
360.
mean, like yeah, from the 360, it's gone through 2 more after that.
Yeah. Oh,
So
sorry. Yeah.
that
Yeah,
to me is ridiculous.
Yeah.
yeah. That's unacceptable.
Well, that's the same with Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Yeah, it literally
Yeah,
is. Like that's what
360, the Xbox One S, and now
the
the
the difference
dude.
I could say about Grand Theft Auto is that it at least has a very high not only through 5M and the role playing servers,
Yeah,
but also just the multiplayer. They
multiplayer. Yeah, that's
like
huge.
yeah, multiplayer and the role playing has kept that game alive.
Yeah.
That's no like nobody's playing it for the story anymore. You
No.
know,
Oh
we
hell
all
no.
did that.
I never even finished that game story, to be honest.
A lot of people didn't, to be yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
One
finished it
thing
back in 2013.
one thing I
Yeah.
wasn't a fan of is like not being playing my own character.
Yeah,
And switching between story arcs all the time between the I just wasn't a fan of that style. That's just me personally though.
Yeah.
I like to play
yeah,
as
I agree with that.
my own character.
Yeah. And I guess that's what probably makes the online portion of it kind of more, again, you are your own character in
Yeah,
the online
exactly.
and going through
Yeah.
that storyline. So
Yeah, yeah, and that definitely makes sense. That also brings us into what I'm playing right now. Do you know what I'm playing?
what's that?
No.
Grand Theft Auto. Just kidding.
Oh god.
No, no. I've been playing. Well, I've been playing Watch Dogs as well. I've been playing through that,
Oh
which is
yeah,
pretty,
yeah.
which is pretty good. Yeah, completed the first one
Oh, you're playing New World.
for a refresher. Yes, I'm playing New World,
Yeah.
but I was gonna touch on Watch Dogs for a second because I was gonna say with the brands having their own stores. My plan was to play Legion next, but it's only available on the fucking Ubisoft store, and I'm like,
Oh
no,
yeah.
fuck you. If I want to
Yeah.
play it, I'll wait till it comes to Steam. Or,
Yeah.
just fuck you. Like,
Yeah.
because that would literally be the only game I have through them, and the new Splinter Cell, whatever comes out, at some point.
Hmm.
But like, why is Ghost Recon Wildlands and shit? I mean, I know that's an old game now, but like, all that stuff came out. It came out on Steam, but they must have recently just made their store exclusive.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well,
I
in
think,
my opinion though, Steam is taking too much fucking money.
well, they are.
They're running I've said this from the start. They're running a fucking glorified fucking website that hosts games.
Yeah.
Like
Honestly, they could take 10% and they'd be fucking doing
yeah,
fine.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think 10 or 15% even is more respectable. 30% though, that's over a quarter of the profits. Like you're getting
Yeah.
greedy at that point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
Because
Because they're
what's
just
that?
hosting servers. They're essentially, am I correct? They're
Yes.
hosting servers where the client download is being hosted off of. And then they run their obviously their website that shows all the reviews but to me that's just a website, you know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. So for other developers, Epic only takes 12%.
Yeah.
And then the rest goes to the developer. And then for any other games that are using the Unreal Engine, it looks like they only take 5%.
See, and to me, that is very fucking reasonable. You're using someone else's engine. That makes more sense
Yeah,
than to me Steam.
Hmm.
yeah,
Like you're using their tools that they developed, and it's probably one of the best tools out there right now as far like Unreal Engine for developing games. And
Unreal has to be the best.
yeah,
Like, what's better? Unity?
Unity
Fuck
is the
no.
next. Yeah, that's their competitor. And then unless you're doing your own engines, which actually a lot of companies are doing too.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Which
that
I don't
shitty Resident.
understand.
You know what
I
though?
don't know.
Unity is actually starting to get pretty good though.
Yeah.
Oh, it
Oh yeah.
is. Yeah, Unity's good. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
definitely like I have a kind of a just not a shallow. I have very fond memories of it, but my version of Unity is like the old days, like in 2012 when I first used it, and you're dealing with like recycled assets, and everybody
Yeah.
used the same assets, and
Yeah.
it just started to be like open source at the time,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
so it was all recycled assets. But yeah, nowadays it's actually a legit established engine, and
Yeah.
it's
You know what I'm kind of curious about is so a lot of the indie games that we like playing are on the Unity engine, like
Yeah.
Phasmophobia,
yeah.
fucking Obsidio. I'm curious if that's Unity like 19 or if that's an older engine they're using.
I'm not
Because it's just
sure.
Yeah. I
like
don't know.
one perspective, like example, like those little old now okay games now on Unity are a little bit different again than 2012, but it's just
Yeah.
that idea like you look say for example the simplified version of Phasmophobia on how it looks and stuff like that, and that's that engine. Say that's engine Unity 19. Well, shit,
Yeah.
man, like Tarkov is on Unity 19.
Yeah.
That's a
There.
Unity
I
game.
just looked it up, and it
Holy
sounds like
fuck,
they're
I didn't
using
know that.
19.
Yeah, that's the wild thing. Is it's like
So yeah, so you can really, yeah, you can really get a lot out of that because
yeah.
Tarkov looks great.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
though, it makes sense. Though, look at game development time. You're not going to
Oh,
be
of
able
course.
to like that 2019. That's only 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That makes sense why they're using that version.
Yeah, and I think like I know from my understanding, I think there's like a 2020 and then 2021, or maybe it's
Yeah.
2021 now. But the reason why people like example the guys Battle State using 19 and other stuff is because there's so much backing 19 at the moment compared to 21.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot more
Right.
resources and stuff. So that's why a lot of people use 19 still.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like the first like I literally used I think like it was like Unity like 1.0 pretty much. It was like the beta shit too.
Mhm.
That was some of the first fucking games I played like The Cave, Jeff the Killer,
Oh, God.
Slender the 9 pages or was it 10? I can't 12? I can't remember. The original Slender game like all those fucking all those original like indie horror games were all fucking and the rake that was
Yeah.
fucking on there. I think
The
SCP Containment Breach was too.
I guess Jake the Killer, man, I don't even know how you fucking even got to play that game. Like that game, the image of his face, uh I don't like it at all. Like it actually like it scares
Oh
me.
my god,
Like it's
I'm legitimately putting that as the thumbnail on YouTube. That's
oh
gonna be the
god.
thumbnail for this
I
fucking
literally
episode.
can't look at it. It is such a disturbing looking image. It just bothers me. There's something that really is off-putting about that face.
Is it the
Oh
okay? I wasn't familiar what you're talking about, but I looked it up. Is that the like black hair, white face?
yeah,
Like okay, yeah.
It's just yeah, it looks like
yeah,
a
Jeff
Oh
Bezos.
wow,
looks
yes,
like a
I know.
psychopath.
That is kind of yeah.
Like
I could see.
that's like I don't like jump scares because of the initial like loud sound and an image just jumping on me, like
Yeah,
jumping right at my face. But like that is just like good on whoever created that, because like that's fucking creepy. That's
yeah.
fucked. Like
Well, are you guys familiar with Momo?
Yes, I was just about to say that. Fucking
Yes.
Momo. Oh
Yeah,
my
because
god.
like that Momo is basically like a female Jeff the Killer. Fucking
Yeah,
oh
that
god.
thing fucking. Oh, that I don't like to remember that.
and
Like it just
oh,
sorry,
go
what was that?
ahead.
Oh, I just it's just crazy. Like there's a person out there that's like, I want to make this image. I have this image in my head and I'm going to make this. Like oh
I
my god, that's such like it's
Yeah, it is.
twisted, man. It's so
It is.
twisted.
I would actually like to see the original, like, because it honestly looks like just a regular picture of like a girl or something, and then it looks like they just like photoshopped the lips and then enlarged them,
Mhm.
and then just drew creepy circular eyes and paled the skin. Because if you look in the background of Jeff the Killer, I don't know, that's hair on the left side, but it almost looks like a bra strap or something. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's what I was gonna say. I know you guys don't have kids, but kids love this shit. Hey, like, and I mean kids. I don't mean 16-year-olds. I mean like fucking 8-year-old kids. Like they're like the little kids are obsessed with fucking like they're obsessed with like horror shit. Like
Really?
Five Nights at Freddy's is like the biggest fucking thing.
What?
And
I would
yeah,
have never guessed that.
and Momo, like literally like they'll be playing Roblox with their friends and it'll be like they'll be playing literally like Momo games. And like that's how I learned about Momo was from the kids, and I'm like, the fuck are you guys looking at?
Yeah, no shit.
I'm
Yeah.
like, this would have given your fucking grandparents nightmares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
So
kids
yeah,
are big into it.
I always grew up like not liking that like horror related stuff, scary images and shit
Oh,
like
I
that.
loved horror.
My sister though, she's the opposite. She likes that stuff. Like I remember when I was really young watching Blade, and that did not like I can watch Blade now, but I couldn't
Freaking.
watch. I couldn't watch. I know, but I couldn't watch it back then. But like my
Yeah.
sister
Yeah.
though, she's in like I remember she was in kindergarten. She really liked watching Blade. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Mhm.
You know, like I can't. I guess I've never. I don't know what it is. I don't. I like. I know. You know the thing. "Oh, it's not real. I know it's not fucking real, but it's just something about like horror related stuff that just it's just unsettling for me. I guess.
Oh yeah.
Like
I always like I was scared as a kid of horror movies, but I was always like that morbid curiosity. I had to watch them because I'm just like this looks so scary. But like
Yeah.
I don't know, it fucked me up. But
maybe that's it. Maybe your curiosity. Maybe that's the thing that helped you overcome maybe that stuff. Where
it
that wasn't.
definitely could be.
Yeah, because that wasn't a thing for me. It was just like, that's fucked up. I don't want anything to fucking do with it. But maybe I get that from my parents. But then again, my sister doesn't. So
Yeah.
like, it just, it's so weird. It's
Oh
so
my
weird,
god.
man. But
Sorry, I was gonna say you guys want to get fucked up, and anybody watching you want to get fucked up, get on Google. Well, get on YouTube, but we can Google it right now while we're on the podcast. But just Google the slit mouthed woman. That
God.
thing. It's a Japanese horror movie based on an urban legend in Japan,
Yeah.
and the urban legend is that it's this woman wearing a surgical mask, and and I can't remember the full thing, but it's basically she asks you if she's beautiful, and then you say yes or whatever. It's
Yeah.
like she's got the mask on, but then she pulls the mask down, and her fucking like her jaw,
Yeah.
her mouth is slit open, and then her jaw fucking opens, and it's all fucked up, right? And then she's like,
Mhm.
"Am I beautiful now?" And if you
Oh,
say no, then she'll cut your lips like hers or whatever.
oh
So
yeah.
you're slit. I don't know why, but after the podcast, you guys can watch it. People at home definitely watch the trailer for the slit mouth woman. There's just a part where like the girl's like watching her, and then like her jaw just like drops open, like, and it just like the sound
oh,
effect is so fucking creepy, and it's just like
Freaking
I,
Japan has some of the best scary movies, like The Grudge.
yeah, I was
To
gonna say
this day,
that's one of
that's
our
my
classics.
favorite one. Yeah, one of my favorite scary movies, The Grudge.
You can't top that. I'm serious. That is
No,
literally the best fucking horror movie.
it's so good. The only thing that's ruining it in today's age is the CGI is outdated now. There's just one scene in the Grudge where the CGI just feels outdated now, but during its time, oh my
Oh yeah, for
goodness,
sure.
oh
Uh,
my freaking goodness,
I'm sure I haven't watched it in many years, but
yeah,
like, yeah, at the time on VHS and even DVD, it looked good.
yeah.
But like, holy fuck, VHS, Jesus. But but yeah, like that's unfortunately, yeah, a lot of horror movies at that time um didn't age well. Did you
Yeah.
ever watch Ju-on, like the
Yeah,
original
the original.
Japanese version?
Yeah, Yeah.
I didn't find it as creepy as the American
No.
version, but it definitely had like creepy vibes. Like there was that
Oh yeah.
ending scene where I think it was the ending scene, but she gets cornered by like all those different grudge chicks, like
Oh
all the
yeah.
all,
Yeah.
all the ghost girls. It's like, oh, it's so unsettling.
Yeah.
Like just remember, like take a time machine back to what year was that released? Let's Google
Oh
it. What was it
yeah.
Grudge release date?
I watched it 3 times in theaters because I love that shit, and it was like my favorite scary movie.
I forgot there was a remake in 2020. I didn't watch that.
No, me neither.
I have to watch it. 2004, October 22nd. So yeah,
Yeah.
take a time machine back to 2004 and remember the first time you heard that
Oh, I know.
like like I would have been 14 at the
And
time.
and the thing is that they did so well in that movie is they didn't use cheap jump scares. They used like the atmosphere, like like it just you just felt like you got
Yeah.
goosebumps just from the atmosphere of the movie itself. They didn't use cheap jump scares or nothing like that. Like, oh,
Yeah.
the freaking oh my god, when she's going down the elevator and like it has the window on the elevator and the freaking kids like on every floor as she's going down, but
Oh
she's
my
like not paying
god.
attention.
Jesus Christ. I know that part was fucking creepy.
And then of course she gets to her floor and the kids all of a sudden not there. It's just like, oh
Oh,
no.
that I know like that's like that's framing a scene.
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit that's true horror, man.
Yeah.
And I said a good horror movie will jump scare you. A great horror movie will just it'll make your skin crawl.
Yeah, that movie made my skin crawl.
Yeah, like you will have your like
God.
your hairs will stand on end because of just the situation or the
Yeah.
music.
Yep.
For me, it's like I remember because I was when I went to the theaters, which was a fucking mistake because of the
Yeah.
surround sound. The part
Oh
where
yeah.
it's like on the phone, and then remember she drops the phone, and then it's louder.
And the batteries fall out of the phone too cuz she's
Yeah, it's
using
like
a yeah.
oh my
Yeah.
god, like just that sound effect.
Yeah.
And you can still see it today in our games, like Phasmophobia. Um, Phasmophobia, one of the ghost noises that they use is clearly inspired by the Grudge
Yeah.
because it's like a clicking sound, like a
Yeah.
Yeah.
and,
Oh,
and
God.
and it's fucking creepy. It's creepy in the game.
Mhm.
Also,
Right.
a side note too, Ryan, for Phasmophobia because we were talking about the slit-mouthed woman.
Yeah.
She's technically classified. I mean, she's an urban legend, but she's technically classified as a yokai.
Oh, really?
Which, as you know, is a ghost type in
Yep.
Phasmophobia.
Yeah.
Which
I think also in Obsidio as well.
yeah, I think so. I think actually all of them. Maybe Ghost Hunter. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's been a while since we played Ghost Hunter.
Yeah, been a while.
Yeah, it's been a
But
while.
yeah, so yeah, I guess we should get back to New World because I was gonna say yeah, that's the big game
Yeah.
I'm playing.
Yeah.
That's the big game I'm playing right now is New World and I gotta say it's really fun. It's definitely very grindy. I would say it's more like if I had to compare it to any kind of MMO that's out there, I would say it's most like RuneScape in a way
Yeah.
because there's no technical class. You can level up anything you want at any time, and there's a bunch of grindy skills that you have to basically level up. And well, you don't have to; they're optional, right? But they
Mhm.
do help. But I like that everything you do in the game helps you level.
Yeah.
Anything you do, picking grass helps you level. Not very much, but it does. Picking plants, mining rocks, building furniture, everything.
Oh yeah.
And the one thing I like the most is that the game is completely, for the most part, based around player interaction and based around players owning stuff. Like
Oh.
like it's one big continent you could say, but it's split up into like I can't even remember off the hand. I think there's like 12 territories, but the territories are owned by factions. There's 3 factions. There's Marauders, Syndicate, and Covenant. And then so the territories are all owned by they get owned. There's
Amazon.
war. Yeah. There's wars. I think the wars are every week or something, but every week there's a war, and whoever wins owns that territory. And then if you're in that group, you get bonuses. You get bonuses for owning that territory. So you get extra bonuses for questing and doing shit in that territory, and also for
That's
fast
kinda neat.
traveling. Yeah, it's kind of cool. And then when it comes time to declare war, it's all up to players. If you're part of the faction that owns it, you want to keep it, so you got to sign up for war, and then you got to fight the other faction. And so it's really cool in that way. And then the towns themselves within the territories, they're all player controlled too, like by guilds. Guilds
Yeah.
will go to war to control the stake of the town. In which case they get to set the tax rate, because you have to pay gold to craft anything, no matter what. When
Yeah.
you're using a crafting station, you have to pay. It's called a tax to use the thing,
Oh.
and it's all set by whatever guild owns that town at the time. And I'd say with property tax, if you own a town, if you own a house in town, you have to pay. It's every 5 days. You have to pay upkeep in tax for your house,
Yeah.
and that tax rate is set by whatever guild owns that town. So
That's
so
an
it's kinda,
interesting take on a game, yeah.
yeah, it's kind of neat. I like the idea that it's just, yeah. Apparently, it's lacking in end game content,
Yeah.
and like everybody said, and the biggest problem I have is the fucking servers. I cannot believe this game is owned by Amazon, like
Yeah.
Amazon Games. It's their first game, and this was tonight. This was actually tonight, which we're recording on Wednesday, December 15th. This is the ping. So I play on US West, obviously, because
Yeah.
that's closest to us.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're up in Canada, but like, yeah, the MS, like milliseconds, it's first of all, it's got what all the servers had 1 bar out of 4, all of them.
Yeah.
But the US West has 221 millisecond.
What?
Oh my god. To me
Yeah.
that wouldn't even be playable. Like
Well,
I would rage so hard.
well, that's the thing, and it like, I mean, it worked well, but if I was doing PvP,
Yeah, I was gonna say
no.
forget PvP.
You'd be
Yeah,
getting your
exactly.
ass handed to you.
But like, what's AP Southeast? Is that
What's what?
Wait, sorry. What?
AP? It says AP. The one server was called AP Southeast. Is that?
Oh, you're connected to freaking Asia, no wonder.
No. I'm
Just joking.
no. There's these are because there's yeah, 3. Yeah,
They're
there's
acronyms for cities. Are they
yeah.
not? Yeah.
Well, that's what I thought, but it's no Asia Pacific. That's what it is. I think you're right, because it's got
Right.
487 ms.
Oh, okay. So I was right. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Well, but my point is, there's only 5 servers to choose from,
Yeah.
like to be hosted on, right? And yeah, so, but like, how the fuck is the US West 221 ms, and then Europe is 434? Like, it's only double, and it's
So I take it it's Europe, US West, US East, and Asia, and something else.
yeah, Southeast, or South. Yeah,
Southeast Asia.
it says SA East, which I'm guessing is South Asia, maybe.
South America.
Oh
Ah,
yeah. South America. Then AP is probably maybe Asian Pacific. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to be playing on those fucking things, because
No.
obviously they're far away. But this is one thing I know we wanted to talk about. But like, why don't any of these big games have servers in Canada?
Yeah, I know. It's
It
boggled my mind.
It makes no sense. Like, it's like that meme.
They have
Am I a
the
joke
only
to you?
Canadian servers, the only Canadian servers you ever see are like Ontario, which fuck, that's basically like on the border of the United States, you know?
Yeah.
We're all
It's-
on the border.
the 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 thing that's funny is when you watch streamers
Yeah.
and they complain about fucking 20-30 ping.
I
Oh.
know.
Like-
I
I
know.
want to kill him.
Yeah.
Like fucking when I watch Z-Laner play with Doc and it's like
Yeah.
Z-Laner, like no matter what, fucking like even like Doc will like, oh Z, choose a server, you choose. And like no matter what, Z is always gonna get 80.
Yeah.
That's his best he's ever gonna get.
Yeah.
And it's just like I don't even understand why Doc, like they should just let Doc choose a server because there's at least a server closer to him.
Yeah. For sure.
Yep.
But I know,
they're playing Warzone. I don't know where Z-Laner lives. I'm assuming he lives in probably one of the major cities like Toronto or
New Brunswick.
Oh, New Brunswick.
Oh, so East
Really?
Coast.
Yeah, he's East Coast.
Okay. But
Unless he
anyways,
moved.
80 ping,
might have
I
moved.
don't ever get that myself.
Yeah. I've gotten
Like-
80 ping. Well, I guess not Warzone, but I've got 80 ping before.
Yeah.
What's your average ping in Warzone?
My average would be like 100, probably around 100, because sometimes I get like 88, but then
Yeah.
sometimes I get like 130.
Yeah,
Right.
that's same with me.
Yeah.
It's between that, but that was like when I used to play, anyways.
Yeah.
But in typical games though, that's typical for Canadians to play.
Yeah.
Is 80
Yeah.
to 100 and something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the norm.
And I think that's fucking stupid, man. Because
Mhm.
like literally, we're like, I mean, I don't want to toot our own horn or anything, but we're one of the biggest fucking countries in the world.
Yeah.
We're one of the biggest countries with the smallest population based on land.
Yeah, actually, that's dude.
Yeah.
That fucks up my head every time I think about it. Because what is it like? Canada is what 7? Is it 7 million? Here, hold on.
Canada?
What?
Wait, what?
Canada is-
Oh no.
Like 32 million.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. I was looking at an old statistic, but yeah, it was like
Back in the fucking
Fucking
20s.
40s?
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I was thinking of the population of Earth, 7 billion.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
7
that's-
billion. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
Sorry,
few zeros out. You're all good.
yeah. That's what I was thinking. But that's what I was. Yeah, that's definitely what I was thinking. But yeah. So Canada is. I would say. Would you say we're about even with the United States as far as territory goes? Maybe even a bit bigger.
No, we're the second biggest landmass in the world. The first is Russia.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, because I was gonna say it depends on whether you're going continents or whatever. Because yeah, Asia, like Russia is technically Asia, like that whole area. That's the biggest continent
Mhm.
for sure. But it's yeah, whatever. Canada is, we're kind of comparable, if not bigger than well, we are bigger than the United States, but a lot of our land is not very hospitable. Let's be honest about that. But
Yep.
either way, it blows my mind that we have 38 million, and then America has 300 million.
Yes.
Like, holy shit.
Just
No wonder-
population density. Yeah.
No wonder we have fucking free healthcare. Because we're not.
Yeah. Never
don't
be
have
able
much-
to afford that
It's fun-
shit.
The other funny part about it too is that like we have shitty pings, right? Like shitty server connections and shit, whereas we have actually pretty good internet compared to like some people that I talk to or listen to or whatever from the States.
Ooh.
They have like no I mean like for example like the whiskey TK's Twitch there. Some of his viewers, like, there's like a few people that are on the East Coast, and they still have like 3 megabyte speed internet.
They must be
What?
more rural, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but I hear though the States isn't that great. Like Doctor Disrespect, his highest upload speed is 15. That's the
Yeah?
best that he can get.
I thought the States had like gig up and down with the fiber, the Google fiber, or whatever the hell it was.
I don't know.
They
Like,
do have it.
They do have it, but it's in small areas.
Oh, is it?
Like when you so when you look at it, like we have it pretty good compared to the States. Like with the fact that like we have Shaw, TELUS, and all these other companies, and the fact that like we get frustrated with like we get for example like Shaw, they have like 100 up, but like it's not consistent at times.
No.
I will say though, my streams have been doing actually a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if our networking in this town is just getting better. But like
It,
I feel like it was just a year ago I was talking with you guys about how frustrated we are with how our upload speeds. We have high
Yes.
upload speeds, but it just seemed like it wasn't consistent. So
Yeah.
like
The reliability of it. Yeah.
yeah, the reliability of it. Now like I've never like when I'm watching my Streamlabs, it's never dropping. I never get dropped frames.
Wow. Actually, I think
that's good.
Canada in the last 5 years has really upped their game. And I think
Yeah.
actually COVID was a huge initiator of a lot of this infrastructure because like with like especially with online like classes and stuff, you need that upload speed because you're presenting your image to your class or your teacher. So you need to have that upload speed. And I think that was an eye opener for a lot of a lot
Mhm.
of people, you know?
I think
Like
the only
most people don't even know what upload speed is. It was always download. Even when they're advertising internet speeds, they never talked about the upload speed. It'd be like, oh, 400 down or 400 internet speed. And then people would think it would be sweet, but in the meantime, they're getting like fucking 4 upload.
yeah.
Yeah.
But now that people are needing upload speed a lot more, just with how the current times are, I think it's a big eye opener, especially for providers, because now they're like, holy shit, we got to get our shit together.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well,
There's
especially
one company around us that is still shit in the bed, and that's Saskatchewan's fucking SaskTel.
That's hell. Yeah.
They're I don't
They're
oh
understand.
yeah.
terrible.
You know
They're
what that
ter
is? I'll tell you what that is. That is what happens when you have government controlling something.
Yeah, government controlling and no competition.
Yeah.
Socialism. Yay.
Essentially,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good old socialist fucking
Yeah.
Saskatchewan, eh? They
Hmm.
got literally I'm
I
not even
know. I've
joking. It's
always made
literally
that joke because Saskatchewan is a very conservative. Everybody's fucking conservative from Saskatchewan. It's just how people
yeah.
are. But yet, we have the most socialist way of running things when it comes to like utilities and that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Minimum
Uh,
wage. Hint hint.
yeah.
Yeah,
Do you know the actually an interesting thing
They just got up
is
to $8 an hour.
yeah.
yeah, the insurance. Like I'm curious if I were to switch over to the other province on
Like
how
car
much.
insurance.
Yeah, I wonder how much
What do
cheaper
you
it'd be.
pay? What do you pay for insurance?
I pay 100 and around 120 $120 a month.
Okay, like
Holy fuck.
my vehicle's around $1,300 a year.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so about the same.
My
yeah,
mom, she has a brand new vehicle, like a
yeah.
2020, and she pays $90.
Really?
What?
Yeah. And she has actually coverage, like extra coverage. She pays like a premium on top of that for $300, I think, a year. So
Hmm.
the next, I don't know, so many years, her car's covered. So if she were to roll it or something like that, it would be covered like
Right.
full
Yeah.
cost or something with a replacement or some shit. Like it seems like now, like again, the biggest thing when we were younger, for people who are not in our area, um, it was always beneficial doing Saskatchewan insurance because of the fact that when you're younger, Saskatchewan actually like it wasn't asking an arm and a leg for you to
Yeah.
insure your vehicle compared to other the
Yeah.
other side. And
Yeah.
so, but from my understanding is now Saskatchewan has that like their insurance has that limit,
Well,
and
like, what was Stremlin paying there? He was paying on he had what, a G6?
P5.
A G5, and he's paying hundreds of dollars a month, wasn't he?
At one point on the Alberta side, when he was looking at going into the Alberta, I think they said it was going to be like $6,000 a year.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was fucked,
Oh,
dude.
that
And,
doesn't even
and
make sense.
I know, and that's what I said. Alberta, if you're 25 and under, and you have the option to move it into Saskatchewan or live in Saskatchewan, fucking do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If your grandma lives in Saskatchewan, use her fucking address. I don't care. Just
Yeah.
don't pay Alberta because Alberta, and that's for basic insurance. You're not even covered. Like you're
Yeah.
covered, but that's it. You don't get
Yeah.
shit.
But now that we're older, though, from my understanding,
Yeah,
Alberta
it's
is
probably better.
way
Yeah,
dirt cheap compared. Like I know mom's old vehicle. Now this is an old vehicle.
yeah,
She was paying $40 or $50 a month.
yeah, yeah. And the one fucking corrupt thing I hated. I think this is Saskatchewan as well, but
Mhm.
they make you pay tax on fucking used vehicles now.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
Saskatchewan has this thing where you have to fucking safety any vehicle. Yeah, it's called like SAS safety. It has to be certified safety in Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
So it's shitty because you'll want to go buy like say a vehicle from Alberta. You have to get that vehicle safety. So when a company
Well, that's
safeties
any
this
company.
vehicle, they try to fuck you all the time because they know that they're going to get the work. So they'll be like, "Oh yeah, this needs done, and it's going to cost you like $1,200. We can
Yeah,
do it for you." You
Well,
know.
the crazy thing is you go buy say if you're an Alberta resident. Now, again, if anyone's like listening from outside of the country, we're just talking about different provinces here, but the fact that you can privately buy a vehicle in Alberta, and if you're an Alberta resident, you don't have to pay GST on it. But if you're Saskatchewan going to buy a Saskatchewan vehicle, you have to pay PST on it. So
Yeah.
like
yeah,
no matter what now, before it used to be as a Saskatchewan resident, well, you just go and buy a used vehicle and you're fine.
yeah.
But now like you have to fucking pay PST no matter what, unless the car's under $5,000.
Yes, and
Okay.
I've had people argue with me. They're like, well, what does it matter? Like, because it's it's for used vehicles, and it's like under five, you're good. I'm like, tell me the last time you bought a vehicle for under 5 grand that wasn't a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like, like I need to buy something to get to work every day,
Yeah.
to drive the kids to school. I need something reliable. You think I'm gonna go for a car under 5 grand? No, like it's just not feasible.
No.
Mhm.
You're
It's
But
looking
the
like,
at
thing is
huge
the people that,
kilometers. Yeah.
but the thing that, the, the thing though, is there is people that can't afford that, so they have to go for cars that are under 5,000, and
well, yeah,
having that tax break will be nice for them. But yeah, most people, yeah,
but
usually
like
are
yeah,
spending 20,000 on a vehicle.
that's what I mean though. But like, and for sure people can afford it. But I'm saying like, yeah, I'm saying like finding a car for under 5 grand that just runs properly is hard.
Hmm.
Like I said, unless it's very old, and I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that does bring me to another thing, which we were gonna talk about, which was related to the ping issue of the servers and
Yeah.
stuff, which was that, um, and me and Justin have talked at nauseum about this, but
Mm-hmm.
it's annoying to us that because there's no servers in Canada, because we have shit ping, it's actually impossible for Canadians to be like perfect competitive gamers.
Yeah.
It's impossible. You will. The words I always put it in is you will never reach your full potential.
Mm-hmm.
That you'll
And
you'll be.
Ryan already stated it. You have professionals in the United States, streamers, professional gamers that are
Yep.
bitching about 30 ping. Okay,
Yeah,
they're
that's nothing.
bitching like that's nothing. That's like that's a quarter of what we have up here, and they're
Yeah.
bitching about it. So
I
that just
know.
goes to show that like what the standard is. So like in Canada, we'll never get 30 ping in a game unless, like I said, you live in one of those major city centers that are right on the border. But yeah,
Yeah.
we'll never get that opportunity. So I think there's a lot of gamers in Canada that would have a potential to be professionals in certain games and make a living doing it, but they'll never be able to achieve that because of our internet ping issues.
Yeah, and I know you have a story about this that is good, and but before you say that, I was gonna say, because I'm sure there's some detractors that are gonna be saying these guys are crazy and it doesn't matter that much. If you have the time, watch that. Ryan knows what I'm talking about. Watch that Linus Tech Tips video about the quick scoping.
Oh, that's FPS.
That's
It's
FPS.
very similar, but same idea. Yeah.
Yes, I know it's FPS. I was gonna say that, but think of that in the same terms of that guy running by. I know they were testing FPS, but think about that in terms of latency on your connection. That quick scope in that small window that he was doing in that video. I think it was CS:GO they were playing.
Yeah,
but it's like that would not be possible on a Canadian. Like if you're playing as Canadian, you would miss every time.
Yeah,
there's just. Even if you had the reaction time, which is crazy enough to be able to see the guy do that, you would miss.
Yeah,
because you'd have, because MS is what, millisecond.
Yeah,
so you'd have 200 of those, 200 milliseconds, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're having something that is it's on the accuracy of 0.5 of a second, it matters.
Yeah. Another way to look at it, especially in a competitive game like Warzone, in this particular situation, say I'm standing in a hallway and a guy with a 20 ms ping is coming around the corner to view that hallway. Okay? So they're coming around the corner, they see me and start shooting me. Well, on my screen, or with my 100 ms ping, I'm already getting shot before I even see this guy.
Yes.
Like the server is already registering shots against me before I can even visually see this guy coming around that corner. So that's the kind of disadvantage that you have when you're playing at high pings.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to have that, like I said, we talked in the last podcast about how competitive games are. Like people are sweaty in every game.
Oh gosh,
so you need that reaction time. You need that, especially if you're facing who was that FPS video? What streamer was that?
They were Shroud and Grims.
Shroud,
Grims, and then I don't remember who the third one was.
Right.
But,
I don't know if does Shroud play Warzone? I don't know, but
he did, but he's big into like CS:GO, which honestly those games, because the fact that you can kill a guy in a freaking second in like CS:GO, and there's no armor, like those MS, like smaller pings and higher FPS, they matter even more than a game like Warzone.
Yeah, just like I guess like no, CS:GO is like way quicker than Tarkov, but like Tarkov is like, oh man,
did he play Tarkov too? Did Shroud play that game?
He does, yeah. He's actually playing it right now because of the wipe.
Oh, nice.
So, and I think Summit's playing it too.
Oh yeah, nice. But like my point is, if you're up against a guy like that, you're fucked. You're done.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
well,
dude. It's
back in the day.
It's so frustrating when I watch a pro player like, fucking Shroud, for example. He was I only heard it for like a minute or two. I just kind of scanned over his Twitch for a little bit, and he was playing Tarkov, and he's like, "Man, I feel like scavs are just there. They're just easy. There's nothing to them," and it's just like, maybe to a certain point, but like, I don't. There's a like he's at a different level than people, right? And so like, I just find that funny when he says that, and I think there's a part of me that feels like he's just not self-aware with some of the topics that he talks about, because it's like, man, not every like you are a fucking professional CS:GO, like a first-person shooting competitive gamer, and then like there's quite a few out there, but not like everyone out there. You know what I mean?
No, we're not all that sweaty.
No.
I know, and it's just like I just find it funny when I see topics like that from competitive gamers and being like, oh, they really should do this and this, and it's like they're not trying to focus on your skill level. They're trying to focus on skill levels of fucking casual players. Like again, example myself.
Yeah, well, everybody like the game can't just appeal to pros. And
Yeah,
like what do you mean? Like you're saying that because scavs are what people that collect loot.
yeah. Scavs are either jet player people like it's a group. Scavs are like a faction,
Yeah,
and
but
it can
why
either
is he
be
saying?
player or it can be AI.
Yeah, right. But why is he saying they're useless? Like he's
Well,
saying
there's just
players are useless, or
no. The AI, like he finds the AI is too easy.
Yeah.
Like
oh,
he just
okay,
thinks that they're just like a walk around sort of thing. Which again, it's because he's good with FPS games. He understands on certain
yeah,
aspects of it, and it's again like again like these there's again I watch also Pastilli too, and like he'll make his own comments, and and it's just like but he'll say something like, oh, these guys are easy, but then like for example with Tarkov there's the new wipe comes with this brand new level called Lighthouse, and in Lighthouse they have a new faction called Rogues, which are ex USEC soldiers. USEC is a PMC group that you get to choose out of at the beginning of your game. You get to choose Bear, Russian PMCs, or USEC, which is American PMCs. um, I did a few offline raids just to check out Lighthouse, and I went to a fucking mountainside with a fucking sniper rifle, and I sniped a guy that was like 250 meters to 300 meters away from me, like a really decent long distance. The fucking group two tapped me in the head.
what?
They like
Yeah.
lasered me, two tapped me, boom, dead
Yeah.
instantly. I'm out. And all of a sudden, the next day, I see a video from Sicily going, "Wiped USEC rogue soldiers."
Mhm.
Like, and it's
Like
like,
that was
yeah,
nothing. Yeah.
yeah, it's just like because like one Pastilli's like one of the. He made that joke video there where he's always dying everywhere, but Pastilli's considered one of the best Tarkov players out there.
Hmm.
right.
He and so it's just like it's so sometimes like people like will agree with him, but I think it's just for the fact of being a fan.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Again, game developers are making a game meant for the casual player, not for fucking
well,
streamers that can play fucking 8,
hold
12 hours
there.
Oh
consistently.
I
yeah.
wouldn't
That's
say Tarkov
funny.
is for your average gamer. I
No,
wouldn't
no,
go
no.
Yeah.
that far.
But it's funny though because there is still a decent amount of casual players. I know it
Yeah,
sounds crazy, but yeah, it's definitely not
yeah.
everyone's cup of tea for sure.
No, but what I mean by that is like the entry level just to play that game, you have to have a pretty good free prefrontal cortex for a lot of
Hmm.
that stuff.
Well,
It's
yeah,
not just a
The
you're not going to see
technicality
it.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to see a 7-year-old playing that game.
but you know the thing is though, how that game is designed is it's again, you know, it is designed to kind of punish you, right? But you learn like the idea though is when you look, how do you if you don't look anything into that and you just go in playing that game and you
Yeah,
die, you're just like, well, fuck, this fucking sucks. But every time you go into that game, every footstep you take, every shot you get taken at, every grenade throw, every jump, anything that you do in that game, checking loot, it's always rewarding you because it's always going to a skill tree. So the
yeah,
thing is say like as shitty as this could sound, say if you died like fucking 700 round or 700 games, you're like,
yeah. I saw your
well,
record.
fuck, yeah, exactly. I don't have. Oh, I've made no progress. No, your vitality is going to be through the fucking roof because you're getting injured all the time or
Hmm.
shot. So your health and your vitality is going to just keep skyrocketing because the only way for vitality go up is for your character to be injured.
Wow.
He released Streets of Tarkov, which is their big level. which is supposed to have like 40 PMCs at the very starting,
Holy fuck!
which is huge because the highest amount you can get in a server right now is I think 16. And
Right.
16, like again, I guess they make the level to work around 16 people, but 16 people feel like a lot of fucking people in that
Yeah.
game. So I can only imagine what 40 people are going to be like.
Wow.
But eventually, what Nikita has said, the CEO of the game or the battle state, is he says there's going to be a beginning area that is going to explain Tarkov to the player and tutorial, and then they're going to throw you out into this open world where they're going to have main missions because right now there's no story missions in that game. It's all side missions, and
Yeah.
there's thousands, maybe not thousands, but hundreds of them. Plus, you're going to have your daily and weekly tasks. If you want to do them, you can, or an optional thing.
Right.
They'll just help you out. And then after that, there'll be an ending
Ugh.
scenario. So, um, like literally the only thing that they have left to do is they're going to have like 2 more big updates for Lighthouse, which will introduce 4 scav bosses in a level, which they do these things called well, like pre-wipe events that are really famous for shoving a bunch of bosses on one level, but most of the time it's only one boss per level. So the fact that they're going to have a permanently 4 scav bosses, which are ridiculously strong and super like fucking like aim hacking fucking skill.
Not for
Uh,
XQC.
That's what
yeah,
I hate about the like this is my personal opinion. That's what I cannot stand about games that have bots or AI is there's just some situations where you feel like, "Okay, that's fucking bullshit." You know,
mhm,
like where you don't even have visibility of these bots or AI and then they headshot you out of nowhere where
yeah,
a human player would never be able to even pull a move like that because it's not physically possible. Like
mhm,
that's something that I don't enjoy very much in especially shooter games is where the bots just or
yeah.
AI just seems
I
not fair, you know? It's
Yeah,
just
and that's definitely something that they're working on. Like I've seen just from my own experience from playing that game, like on how like one time they'll have like the bots again, like they're adding more and more. And the nice thing is they have this Unity 19 now. I think they went from Unity 17 to 19 now. And so they can make a lot more adjustments on the fly and add more things
yeah,
and again
That's
like
good.
yeah, they were really restricted on the old Unity engine, and then with this new one, yeah, they can add a bunch. And
that's good.
so the like example, it's that idea, like that again, that frustrating thing with the USEC guys, like the rogues, how they're like aiming, they're like super good at aiming. But again, this is the first version of them, so a battle state still has to be like, okay, what we can do to make this balanced a little bit better. Like one interesting thing is again, you can play as a scav, so if you're playing a scav, AI scav will not shoot you on sight unless you've been fucking killing other scavs, then they'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Um, they're doing that with other factions eventually. Like so, example, USEC. If I'm a USEC soldier, if I go around those rogue agents, they're not going to shoot me unless I shoot them on sight. So, but if I go into one of their buildings or get too close to a certain area, they'll give me a verbal warning, then they'll attack me. But as
Yeah.
a bear PMC, they'll shoot you on sight. But later on, they're going to be adding another group that's going to be the same kind of thing, but for bears. And
Mhm.
so it's definitely just so much that game. Like I guess
It,
that's the thing that makes it really addicting to me is like the content that they keep releasing is like, oh my god, wow, this is so cool. And then it's like they still have this planned, and it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
like you haven't touched the surface.
You know, it's kind of funny,
No.
Ryan. You talked about like how this game should cater towards like your average player, or at least for like for you, you would like it to cater instead of to the sweaty like professionals,
Hmm.
like to dumb not dumb it down, but like to cater towards your play style or like the average Joe. But me and Cody, we've had multiple discussions, not specifically FPS games, but like in open world RPGs, where they've been dumbing the game down so much.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. There's a point where
Like
dumbing
where
it
it's
down
just
way.
like, come on, like you're just taking away the fun of it now.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
maybe that's where I'm at with Tarkov is now. Again, I put the hours in to understand that game,
Yeah.
so I enjoy it because I can. Like I know, like I was there when I first started playing. Like I started at 0 at one point, right, and that game was super overwhelming. But now, like I understand, like
Yeah.
I understand
You
that
know how
Yeah.
it works,
I
Yeah.
know
so
how
you
it
can
works. Yeah.
progress.
And like I think it's like, and that's why like and I understand you guys like also have everyone has their own needs when it comes to a game. Like you want this, this, and this, right? And I know
Yep.
like for you, I don't know exactly what you fully want in a game, Justin, but like I know Warzone is kind of
Yeah.
your kind of what you
When it
want.
comes to first person shooters, I like simplicity. I like where my skill with aiming is who's going to be the winner of that fight.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's how I've always preferred FPS games. Like Halo is a perfect example. That's as simple as it fucking gets. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? When it comes to shooters, you have your ability, which is like throwing a grenade. The guns are super simple. Like you can't even aim down the sights on those guns. Like it's kind of like that third person,
Yeah.
Mhm.
like zooming in. So those
It's
that's how I prefer FPS games. But
Yeah.
now when it comes to like role playing games and adventure games, I strive for that complexity because it's just a different style of game, and I like especially when it comes to character development, I really love that complexity where I
Yeah.
can just almost study different aspects of my character and try to improve on them.
Yeah.
It's just
And
yeah.
yeah. And that's I think like um it's kind of I don't even know how to put Tarkov. Tarkov, to a certain sense, I think would be. I don't know. Like I don't. Okay, you know when you were playing DayZ, the modded servers, you were playing
Mhm.
that one specific server in the first person.
Yes.
I
Yep.
feel like, mm, again, I didn't really fully play that server a whole lot, and but I want to say that would be closer to what you should to expect from Tarkov. But then again, Tarkov is uh
I mean I did
more
play Tarkov,
lenient.
like I probably put maybe 10 hours into that game total.
Yeah,
So I've got a taste of it.
yeah, you got a little taste of it.
But it just especially like I love player versus player. Like that shit, like I'm very competitive,
Yeah.
extremely competitive. But when I was getting blasted by a fucking bot from across the map or just randomly like through where I couldn't even visually see, that's what kind of ruined that game for me. It's just
Mhm.
I don't like fighting AI in shooter games
Yeah.
in a
yeah.
competitive environment,
Yeah.
which I find Tarkov is. It's a very competitive environment. In a game like
Oh, yeah.
Cyberpunk, where you're fighting like the story, that's different. That's
Yeah.
not like, you know what I mean? Like that to me, Cyberpunk is an adventure game. It's a role playing game. It's not a
Yeah.
Yeah.
competitive environment. But when I'm playing in a competitive environment, I don't like AI. I hate it.
Mm. Yeah. I get you.
Yeah, and that's the one problem. Yeah, I had with I haven't played Tarkov, but I've watched your stream and stuff like that. And the one thing I thought was weird, and I think there's perks in that game. I'm not sure, but
Yep.
like when the guys were creeping up on you, the fucking PMCs or whatever, I couldn't hear the footsteps like at all until they were fucking on your dick. I'm like,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um.
that bugged me a little bit. I'm like, that's not fucking fair.
Yeah.
Like
So there's when that comes
they
to that
got
game,
dead
there's so
silence.
there and there's so many factors when it comes to that too. One, it's a server based game, so you're gonna have issues there.
Yeah.
Two, you're there's a skill like for hearing footsteps and stuff. To a certain sense, there's kind of a skill for that. Like I
Oh, is there
wouldn't say
actually?
not like I don't know. I think there kind of is. There's some kind of I think a radius thing. Like no matter what, you'll be able to hear from all these differences. But there's like I think a skill level that kind of helps increase like your awareness. so maybe it
Right.
helps with the footsteps. I would need to look into that more. But then you got to keep in mind if you're wearing a helmet that covers your ears, that's going to block your hearing some. If you're wearing, there's different headsets in that game um, that I honestly believe it's kind of an interesting thing because people value headsets at so many different price points, which is funny because honestly, what you need to do is you need to find a YouTube. Like as funny as this sounds, you need to take a YouTube video, for example, and like for example, there was a one where the guy put on every single headset and put it in each scenario so you can listen to the tones because each headset picks up different decibels differently. So you want to
Right.
find the headset that actually works for you, like you yourself. Because some people like I'm fucking half deaf, even though fucking I go to a hearing test and they say I'm fine. But like,
Yeah.
so like what I've done is I would watch that video, I'd be like, oh, that headset seems to make the most clarity for me.
Right.
Like some will be more muddier than others, sort of thing, based on your hearing. So that's a big thing too, your hearing. Um, and then again, yeah, servers kind of acted fucky. That yeah, sometimes you don't hear those footsteps.
Yeah, it's just weird. Yeah, it's kind of weird to me, and like, I don't know. Like I said, I'll probably give Tarkov a try at some point. But yeah, it's that's one of those things that's like it's getting borderline like too real, with the
Yes.
hearing thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
I feel like that
and
those
again,
types of games are like cater to a specific type of person. And
Yeah,
it is not
that
me.
that
and
yeah,
and I think it's cool, but it's cool. It's like DayZ, like I love DayZ,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of stuff that you're like that's cool, but impractical for a game.
yeah. But
Yes.
that's the thing though. Daisy and Tarkov are the developers of those games, Nikita
Yeah,
and Dean Hall. Nikita making Battle State and Dean Hall with fucking Bohemia or whatever he has now.
yeah,
They make games like that. Because that's what they love. They love the
yeah,
idea. Like the thing is Nikita has dropped like again, his team has literally had to push him to be making things a little bit more easier because for him, he said if the game that he wanted to make, he says not too many people would play his game because
yeah.
he wants punishing hard as fuck games.
Hmm.
And
So
that's the thing. Like a lot of those guys do want that. They want that, but you got to blur the lines a little bit at a certain point because the reality of video games that they're not real. They're video games.
Yeah.
So it's like my biggest problem with DayZ. I don't know who my friends are. So I like playing on the modded servers where they have nameplates for your party and
Yes.
your friends.
Yes. Yes.
Because okay. So I see a guy. It's like, hey, Kyle, is that you? Justin, is that you? I don't know. If it was real life, I would know if that's Justin. I'm
Yes.
like, yeah, that's fucking Justin. I see him.
mhm.
You know.
I think
But
it's
Yeah.
to Tarkov. I think it's a little bit easier for them to get away with it because it's like I don't know. It's a smaller area.
yeah,
I
yeah,
want to say like don't get me wrong. There's a lot of stuff in their maps, but I feel like I get what you mean. But DayZ, like I agree with you. I like the modded servers where I can see the player's name.
yeah.
Uh,
It just helps. It
but
just
like
Yeah.
Tarkov, like I don't know. Maybe it's because I put the hours in. Maybe that's
well,
it.
Probably.
But
and with Tarkov, it's different too because you're not just going around. You're gonna randomly find your friend. You're
yeah, you
deploying
start with
together.
it. You
Yeah.
start with
There
it.
you
Yeah,
go. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's part of it, right? It's like, okay, I got my buddy Julian with me.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's got a red helmet. Okay, I know that's you. Red helmet, tan camo. Got it. Let's go.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
in a game like that, you need good communication. So
Those
you'll
real
be,
games I just don't find translate very well to computer, like realistic games, is because look at the tools that you're using. You're trying to do all this crazy shit with a fucking mouse and a keyboard. You know what I mean? You're not physically grabbing your gun like in real life where you would grab your gun and you aim down the sights and you pull the trigger. It's super simple in real life. But you're trying to do all this shit with buttons.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it just for me, these hyper realistic games just don't translate well because the tools that you're using aren't practical unless you
Yeah.
master them over time.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it is. Like, I'll be honest, at the starting, a lot of the key bindings and stuff were very overwhelming. But
Yeah.
like, I've just like now it's like second nature. Like, I
Yes.
just know what to do. Oh, like,
Right.
and again, this is gonna again be kind of like crazy, but like be like, oh, I need to check my mag. Alt R. Boom, checked. Okay. Oh, I'm aiming down my sight. I don't like the reticle of my red dot. I'm going to change that up. What was it? Right click. You just kind of get used to it
Yeah.
after a while, I
Yeah.
guess. And I guess that's the big thing with games like DayZ and Tarkov is that you need to put in to enjoy that time. The one thing they ask from you is to give them your time so you can
Yeah.
understand their game.
But yeah, and it's like I've said before. I give DayZ a pass, I feel like, because just how much hours I put into it and how much I love that game and how
Mhm.
unique it was.
It's so
But
unique, yeah.
yeah, but honestly, you should not have when you play a game, you should not have to fucking go to school for neurosurgery. Neurosurgery. Like
Yeah.
you should not it should not require that much effort to just play a game.
I've
Thing
said
is,
it from the start. You take fucking a game like DayZ, like that unique survival, huge world, and you throw like Call of Duty physics into that game where it's like everything's simplified as far as like aiming and shooting
Yeah.
and all that. That game would blow the fuck up, in my
but
opinion.
I guess, but the thing is like, where do you? eh, But games like DayZ and like Tarkov, they like what I mean. I don't know. It's just like
Well, here's an example,
like.
Ryan. PUBG, okay?
Mhm.
PUBG for me was my first battle royale.
Yeah.
Same kind of shit. Super technical. Like they had the leaning thing where you had to like hit a specific keybind and you could lean around corners and shit. Way more technical. And I said from the start, I said, holy shit, you take fucking Call of Duty and you make a battle royale based on the simplicity of Call of Duty and just how that game works in the
Yeah.
physics engine. That game is gonna be blow up. And
Yeah.
look at what happened. Nobody's fucking playing PUBG anymore. I don't even know a single person that plays PUBG anymore, but
No.
everybody's playing Warzone. And to me, that is the perfect example of what I think would happen with a game like DayZ if you simplified and made the engine run good and just that simplicity factor, and it would cater to your more average player for that specific type of game. I think it would just blow the fuck up.
Wouldn't you call that though? Based on a game like DayZ, there's like literally by the same company, Bohemia. They made an Xbox version of that.
Yep.
They made a simplified version of it, but it's not taking off.
So
Oh, but have you played the console version? My God, that was a lazy port, though. It was
No, no,
a.
no,
It's
not DayZ, not
oh,
DayZ. I'm talking about another game. Fuck. I'm going
I think
blank
I
on
know
the
what you're
name.
talking
It
about, but
takes place in like Sweden or something
yeah,
like that, or
but it
Finland or
never.
something.
It wasn't the same though. From what I heard, it just wasn't even the same game.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
I think
was it Vigor?
yes, I think that sounds right.
Yeah. Yeah, it was released in 2019.
Yeah, their idea, from my understanding, the idea behind that game was a simplified DayZ.
I've literally
Free to
never
play.
seen this
Me neither.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
was
a
like a
loot. It's a looter shooter, like a loot and
yeah,
shoot.
yeah.
It's
Huh.
called Vigor.
Vigor, yeah, Vigor. I've
Hmm.
literally I've never heard of this game, but yeah, it's by Bohemia too.
Yeah, it's made on the DayZ engine. It's actually kind of talking about DayZ and Bohemia. They just announced their engine. Hey, this Infusion engine.
Yeah.
This is they make it seem like it's a brand new engine, which it's not. Literally, the idea behind DayZ was Bohemia's excuse to take something that was taking over their Arma fucking games, a mod. They're like, oh, let's take this successful mod, make it a game, but also let's use this as our test platform to make a whole new engine on. That's part of the reason why DayZ is also a development, like I don't know if you'd call it a development nightmare, but one of the reasons why it's taking so long is because DayZ, you got this crew that's like, okay, let's make a game, and then Bohemia is like, all right, we'll let you make this game, but while you're making this game, we want you to make a new engine for this game for us to
Yeah.
use for future games.
yeah.
So
Why?
we've
Yeah.
been playing the Fusion engine for over 4 years now. But Bohemian's like, oh look, it's the new engine. Look at our new engine. It's so unique and it's good for console gaming. It's good for this and that. And like, you look at Daisy now. Daisy runs actually pretty good, especially from my
Oh
understanding
yeah.
on consoles. And it's
Yeah.
because of this engine that they've been working on for the last 4 years.
Mhm.
So it really makes me wonder if, say, for example, they had this engine, pardon me, on how much faster the development of Daisy would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, true enough.
But
To me though, when it comes to the development of Daisy, I just
oh,
I think I think it's pathetic
Mhm.
myself.
I,
Yeah,
I, I, I would agree with it too. Like I said, no disrespect. I got a lot of love for Daisy. I put a
Yeah.
lot of hours, and I think it's a great game. But yeah, like for a game that's um 8 years old now, 2013, I think the standalone came out. I
yeah.
don't know when. I don't know when. I don't
Because
know when the mod came out.
they would have got 2 or 3 years in, and then that's when they had to start making the new engine.
Right,
Mhm.
but it's like for how long? And I've made this comment before. How they added like the meat tenderizer
Yeah.
to DayZ in the alpha, like the early alpha. That was one of the first items they added was the meat tenderizer. Why? It has no use. It still
Mhm.
has no use in the final game. I don't even think it has a use yet. But that was one of
Anyway,
the first. And like I said, I understand Daisy's like because I think it was only a few guys, right? It was like Dean and the other
yes,
guy. I think
smaller group, and then and then they went to a bigger group when they had to make that engine.
yes,
But
exactly.
at
But
that
it's like
point, I think, from my understanding, how it went down was Dean was like he wanted to make this game, stick around. He said, I think he talked about it in an interview how he's like, the idea was I was going to be there for 2 years
right.
and we're going to work on this. And then they started talking about this new engine, and he didn't want to be part of this new engine. He wanted to make a
Which is
game.
so weird to me. Like, where's your ambition, especially for a unique title like DayZ that is it's its own thing? Like,
Yeah.
fuck,
Yeah.
man, if I was part of that, God, like I would put everything into that game.
Well, and what
Yeah.
did he go on to do?
He made his own rocket. He made his own uh
Yeah,
Icarus or whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah,
studio,
which
yeah. Which
which
I
he
hear
has
is a shit show too.
yeah,
new
from the
game.
reviews. Yeah,
Yeah, but I think it's already gotten better, has it not?
I don't know the details on that. But though back to DayZ, like this is to me how fucking lazy these guys are, or just like to me this isn't even acceptable. So they did a console port, which
Mhm.
I forget what I think they're charging $60 for this game, 40 or $60. Okay, I had it on Xbox Game Pass, so I don't know what the actual price was.
Whoa!
Anyways, they came out with this game. They ported it to console, and this
Right.
game has been out on console for almost 2 years now, I believe, because it came out, yeah, at
So,
least 2 years. The fucking tutorial is still is showing you PC controls on the console version.
oh
Yeah.
really?
Like, yes, like to me that's not acceptable. Like that's fucking bullshit.
The only thing I could think of, like, is it giving you the option of like
No, the
controller buttons, or is it
tutorial is
just
literally just showing you PC keybinds
Yeah.
for the entirety of the
Well,
game. There's
well,
no
and
option to show you how to play the game on controller.
I
oh
remember
really?
that too. Yeah, I
Okay.
remember this too when I played it. We played the PS4 version briefly, and yeah,
Yes. Oh god. The UI in that game.
when you go into the options, it was PC keybinds. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird because, like, I know you can play that game on console with a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
You can, but not on their dedicated servers.
What?
No. you cannot play. You have to use a controller on their dedicated servers. They have specific servers that are PC and keyboard only.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
No more dedicated wham.
yeah. No, they don't have any. They don't have crossplay between controller
But-
and keyboard.
That's really weird.
And
I think it's because that game is like the advantage you have with a keyboard and mouse on that game compared to a controller is substantial.
oh yeah,
Because that was another thing. When that game first released on console, there was no aim assist. I'm sorry, but people don't realize how aim assist is actually needed with a controller. I'm like a really good controller player, and I've tried playing games like Call of Duty or Halo without aim assist. It's borderline fucking impossible. And I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
even kidding.
And I guess that it's such a weird thing because everyone wants to play with each other. You know what I mean? Like PC, like and again, that's kind of where certain games are for us. Like some of our buddies are on different systems,
Yep.
but again, it's kind of like people complain, right? Like, oh, fucking PC has this, and then a PC likes to say the aim botting for
Oh
aim
god,
assist, right?
yeah.
Aim
Yeah.
assisting for consoles. Well,
right.
maybe that's an example on why we shouldn't be combining all these systems together.
Yeah, you can't. To me, it's impossible to balance something between. It's impossible to find a balance between controller and keyboard and mouse. Like
Yeah.
they're so different. They're too different to find a nice balance.
And I find that again frustrating. Like watching, like I understand like when you see again Doc getting pissed off at controller players or whatever, because like at the same time, like what it should be when these tournaments happen, they should have like two different tournaments happening. They should have like a console controller based tournament, and then they should have a keyboard and mouse tournament.
Yeah.
But you know what? The Doc's funny though. He likes to play the fucking game.
He
you
does.
know, because he
That's
came from a controller. So this is my number one. This is what I say every time because I came from a controller and now I'm playing keyboard and mouse. Personally, I think keyboard and mouse is a fucking huge advantage in games like Call of Duty, especially from medium to long range. Like, because you're clicking on people. You know what I mean? If you look at it that way, you're just clicking on people. With controller, I do find it's an advantage in closer range because that aim assist really tugs on people, like it pulls on them. Okay.
Yeah.
But the thing that I will always fucking say is, especially for people like Doc, because I know he likes to play the game and that's his whole persona. But why aren't you just play with the controller then? If it's such a big advantage, then fucking pick up a controller and play with it then. But none of these guys will, and that's the thing. Because they know deep down that it is not as easy as it seems. Like aim assist. It's not the advantage that it actually is.
They actually kind of talking about Doc for a second. He announced his company, eh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
New game studio.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up too. Yeah, he announced his game studio.
Mm-hmm.
That should be interesting because he has some COD veterans.
Look,
and
I've seen some jokes. That studio will have the goddamn best audio in the industry.
I saw that too. I saw a lot of people talking about the audio.
Oh, we always talk about this. You know how he's sponsored by Turtle Beach, and Doc is always fucking losing his shit on audio. It doesn't matter what game he is. This game has the shittiest fucking audio ever.
Where's the audio?
He's sponsored by fucking Turtle Beach. He's at the Turtle Beach headquarters wearing sponsored by this big audio company, and he's fucking losing his shit on the audio in the game while he's at their headquarters, streaming at their fucking headquarters.
You know what?
It's just like
it's funny as fuck. I give him credit for the idea, as I don't know what the fuck term I would use for that, but I understand why he's faithful to Turtle Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, but think about
they
this,
give him money.
When you think about it though, when he got kicked out of Twitch, just about all his sponsorships fucking dropped him. Except Turtle Beach. Turtle Beach, even though he talks shit with them and everything, they still have his back. And I think if a company's willing to fucking go that fucking far for someone, good on Doc for being like, sticking around.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
The saddest thing about like the doc thing, and when you are referring to those companies that dropped him left and right, I'm pretty sure those companies that dropped him left and right didn't even know what fucking happened, and that
Yeah.
was their just save face moment.
Yeah.
And
but
to me, that's fucking
anybody know?
bullshit. What's that?
Does anybody know? Did he ever even come out with what happened?
There's no official statement.
No official
Nobody fucking
statements,
knows.
but supposedly,
I thought
apparently
it was
he.
adultery or something.
That was a rumor.
That's a
Fuck
rumor.
rumors.
And
Yeah.
the thing is, here's the thing: he's already announced that he's supposedly going to sue the shit out of Twitch. That he understands what happened,
Good.
and when he says something like that, then it can't be like, you know what I mean. It
The
can't.
thing
be
is,
adultery.
you can't sue Twitch. How can you? It's in their fucking. It's their right as a private company
I
to
know
do what they did. That's the reality of it. It's their right.
that is a stupid thing.
It
Yeah,
is.
but
Yeah.
there's got to be something. Like if he's still there, he's got to find some kind of loophole. I feel like.
Well, there is defamation and shit like that. Like if they defamed his character and like lied about something, then yeah, he has a case. But like, it's very hard.
There's the
hard to say.
one theory of why I got or Dr. Disrespect. Dr. Disrespect got banned, and to me, this seems like the most believable one because I remember seeing him tweeting about it. But he was hinting that remember when Ninja got signed over to Mixer, and then remember
yes.
Shroud got signed over to Mixer? Doc was hinting, like he was a
Facebook?
Twitch partner, and he was hinting, oh, like maybe I'll get signed over to another, like, you know what I mean? Like kind of hinting that he could get signed over to like Mixer. Well, guess what? He never actually got a deal from these people, and so he was baiting Twitch into giving him a contract. And guess what? Twitch did, because they're like, holy shit, like we don't want to lose any more people. So Twitch signed Doctor on a huge contract that obviously had terms that they could terminate it at any time. So once they found out that Doctor had no affiliation or no possibility of actually, because remember, it was right after fucking Mixer announced that they were shutting down that all this shit went down.
Yeah.
So then I think at that point Twitch knew, is like, okay, fuck you, buddy. Obviously you weren't going to be going over to Mixer because they're not even a thing anymore. So we're going to terminate your contract right now and you're banned. So to me, out of all the theories of what happened, I feel like that is the most plausible one. Is they were just salty. You know how fucking Twitch is like pathetically salty over shit.
They are.
Like,
we've talked about this 100 times, but like I cannot wait till somebody comes and knocks that king off his fucking throne.
Yes, I agree.
I think YouTube will be I think they'll take over.
I think
the weird thing about
we need
YouTube,
a third party.
Yeah, Mixer was the third party, man, and that's what fucking blows me away. Is like, fuck Microsoft. What were you thinking?
I know, and that pisses off to this day because it's like I'm not. It's ironic because all these companies are liberal, but the way I see it, it's like the two-party system. There's fucking like conservative fucking YouTube, and then there's liberal Twitch. There's no fucking third party to choose from.
Yeah.
And if there is, it's like Vimeo and it's not plausible.
No, it's not realistic.
Facebook Gaming.
Oh god.
No. Oh yeah, titty streamer central.
The metaverse. But
you gotta. I will. Like as much as we're kind of bashing it, we gotta keep in mind that because of Facebook, like you have streamers like what is that?
Stonehouse, Z-Laner, yeah.
Yeah, you have guys like that. Now, of course, they've switched over.
Yeah.
But again, still, the Facebook gave Z-Laner and guys like that a platform to start off, so they can expand further. So,
I really have to tell you guys something after.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I have to tell you this because this is actually fucking crazy and it's fucking me up a little bit because it's weird because it's something I had thought about in the past but never paid mind to it, but now I was right. So you guys all remember back in the day there was something called OBS, right?
Yeah.
open
Yeah.
broadcast software.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what everybody streamed off of because it was free.
It's still there.
Yeah, it's still a thing.
Okay, but what are
Yeah.
you talking about? Are you talking
No,
about Streamlabs?
OBS.
no, OBS is still a
Okay.
thing, and then there's stream. I know where you're going with this because
Yes.
it's fucked, man.
Yes, because that's what I'm talking about. Because I always thought, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Because they're called Streamlabs OBS.
Yeah.
So I always thought they were just OBS, like OBS up.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
This is their thing.
Yeah.
I was fucking wrong, and this just blew my mind because OBS is open broadcast. It's fucking open source. It's free. Anybody can use it. The source code is there. And these fucking scumbags at Streamlabs, I mean, I can't say they stole the code because it's open source, but they literally took the code and then they changed their name to OBS to trick everybody, and it worked. Obviously, I'm using it, but it fucking tricked everybody into thinking that they were OBS,
and then they were selling it
and
through their membership thing, their deals. Yeah.
Those fucking greasy little cunts.
I've contemplating on stopping using Streamlabs for that exact reason. And the worst part of it is OBS requested that they stop using their name.
Exactly.
And they never did. And that's the part that bothers me the most. Is literally OBS is like, "Hey, we're an open source platform. We don't be using our name and our code for your and to sell it, like selling our free to use software." And they never listen.
Yeah, I know. And I just find there's just that is I can't even believe it. Like I said, I want to switch to the real OBS from Streamlabs. And people have said that it's actually better or comparable to how, because Streamlabs, like I said, I'll admit it's easy to use and it's nice to use, but like it bugs me so fucking much at a moral level that they, again, I can't say stole because it's open source. It's not illegal what they did, but it's dishonorable is what they did.
Yeah,
because they took their name.
Streamlabs is kind of scammy too because this actually happened to me. I don't remember exactly how it happened, but what it was is I went to use something and they basically said it's free. They marketed as a free feature, but they needed my PayPal so that if I wanted to use the additional features maybe down the road that my account's linked, okay? So they marketed so they marketed it as a free feature. They required my PayPal on the possibility that I might use their advanced features down the road. So I'm like, okay, whatever, not a big deal. Okay, so all of a sudden I'm like, what are all these charges on my PayPal account? Like, what the fuck is going on here? And it was like 4 months worth of this Streamlabs Prime. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, okay, well, what the fuck's going on here? How do I cancel this shit? I could not anywhere within the Streamlabs program or website or anything find out how to cancel this shit. They make it almost like at that time, they made it almost impossible to cancel this stuff. And then I started looking on like Reddit and stuff. And yeah, this is like a scam shit thing that's been going on forever. And they won't give people their money back because so it's just like they're literally running this operation where they're trying to promote something as being a free thing, but they're charging you for it. And then they won't return your money. And you can find information about that like all over Reddit. People have the same issue.
Oh, I believe it. And like I said,
they're just a scammy company. They're scammy.
Yeah, well, and the fact that like I said, the source code is literally plagiarized essentially. It's not even their original idea. Like the whole point of open source shit and public domain shit, royalty free, that's the whole point of it. Is it's just out there to use. You're not supposed to fucking copy it down to the last fucking colon and monetize it.
Okay, here we go. Sorry, I'm just going to cut you off here for a second. This is how they did it. Okay. So I just found on Reddit, and now I remember this is how they did it. Streamlabs defaulting subscribing you to their pro service when you make a donation to a streamer. So this is what it was, is I made a donation to a streamer through Streamlabs.
Right.
And then they signed me up, and so I had to use my PayPal to make this donation, right? Because do you remember like Streamlabs had those fancy donations that you can make on Twitch, where it, like showed a bunch of like cool like gifts, or like it was like a fancy way of like basically like sending a person donation. It wasn't just like, oh, you've been subbed to Sword Kira. It was like it did something cool, and it was through Streamlabs. So what they were doing is by donating to a person through Streamlabs, they were signing you up to their pro subscription, and thus
Right.
charging monthly. And I just found it on Reddit here. Yeah, Streamlabs is scamming people, and that's it. That's what happened to me. It's because I donated to somebody through Streamlabs, and then they automatically sign you up for their Prime subscription when you do that.
Oh, the Amaranth.
Yeah.
one.
Oh, that. Yeah.
Did
He's
you guys
donated to her.
ever, based on these softwares and stuff, do you ever see, like, I noticed this new one popping up through Twitch, the Twitch Studio beta?
Oh,
Have you seen anything on that?
no. No.
It's Twitch's version, I guess, of Streamlabs, I guess, or they don't call it OBS or anything. They just call
Yeah.
it or Twitch Studio beta.
Mhm.
Yeah. See, and that makes that honestly makes sense for them to make their own, because
Yeah.
they're they're big, they're huge.
Yeah.
It kind of seems interesting. Like, I'm just looking on
Yeah.
their help page and kind of explaining some stuff, and kind of like it looks like you can test your connection, and it'll tell you if you have a good connection in your hardware check. Like, they have a thing
Oh,
where
yeah.
it's like streaming qual. I'm just looking at a picture here. It says
See, that's where
streaming
Streamlabs
quality
is kind of
settings.
nice, is because they do actually have all those features.
Yeah.
But I don't appreciate how they
No, like I
running
said,
their shit.
it's a great program as far as functionality goes, but I literally I learned about it. I was listening to the official podcast
Yeah.
there, and actually Charlie was talking about it on, or I think it was Charlie, or it might have been Jackson, but they were talking about it, and I literally couldn't believe it, because I fell for it too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it's something. Like I said, it's literally something I talked about or I thought about before, but never acted on, because I'm like Streamlabs, because I tried using OBS way back in the day for YouTube,
Yeah.
but I don't know why, but at the time I couldn't figure it out.
OBS, one thing about OBS is it feels outdated. It just feels
Yeah,
clunky and outdated. That's the
as
problem with it.
as much as there's the bashing of they're scamming and shit. I couldn't see myself go to OBS like the regular one. I just
Mhm.
can't.
Yeah.
Well,
It's just Streamlabs just have it set up so clean.
Yeah,
well, that's the
it
thing,
is.
right? It's so scummy. It's
It is.
fucking it's dirty. That's what it is. It's gross.
Mhm.
I just can't believe they, because like I said, I tried to use OBS back in the day. It was a little clunky, whatever. I didn't do it, but then when I was coming back on to streaming and stuff like that, I was like, there's this whole thing everybody was using on Twitch called Streamlabs OBS. I'm like, oh, this must be. I thought it was OBS, and they upped their game. But then I learned this shit like a few years later. I'm like, oh my god! Like, again,
Yeah.
it's a great service. It runs great, but so fucking gross that they literally stole open software shit, and
Yeah. Open source software.
yeah, and then they just like and they even, like, it's not even the fact that they monetized it; it's the fact that they used their name in their
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like if I took the source code for fucking Unreal Engine and I released my own engine and called it the Mega Unreal Engine or something.
Yeah. And then every company was using your engine because instead of charging 5%, you're charging 2%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just literally because
Their
there's
engine.
guys that are smarter than me that are coders, and they literally took the Streamlabs code, and yeah, they said, yeah, down to the everything, the whole code is the same.
Mhm.
You could literally match it up perfectly. So it's like, oh, it's just ugly. It's just ugly to me.
It is, yeah.
I think I'd be more okay with it if they just changed their name.
Which at this point they have. They're just called Streamlabs now. They
Yeah,
don't use the OBS tag. Yeah. But it's too late. They only did that when the truth came out.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. They only did that when they got heat.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just thought that was an interesting story that when you guys were talking about streaming there, I was like, oh shit, I just remembered something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The
But
I just wanted to bring up one thing about Doc actually real quick. Funny seeing how dedicated that guy is. The
I think I did. Yeah. Has a drink or whatever.
yeah, he has a
Yeah,
beard.
yeah.
He's casually like he's an outfit. He just has a jacket over
He wears his
his like
fucking
vest.
outfit to every
Yeah,
outing. It's
but
amazing.
and then you get this like I forget what he said. I forget what the guy said, but he kind of like he spits out his drink, kind of
It's something
comes
about
off guard.
tequila because he always brags about the
Oh,
only thing he
gin and
drinks or whatever.
tonic. Hey,
Yeah,
that's not
yeah,
a gin and tonic, Doc. And he spit out his beer a little bit. He's like, you
yeah,
caught me off guard.
yeah.
But yeah, just yeah, I appreciate like the level of how much he pushes, that character. You know what I
hmm
mean?
yeah,
Because the reality is Doc is not a professional player by any means. He's a good
No,
player. Like he's above average when it comes to first person shooters and stuff, and he's a good player, but he's not the best. So
no,
he knows that he has to market himself in a way that he's entertaining, because if he didn't if Doc didn't have that entertaining factor, he would be a nobody when
yeah.
it comes to like games like Call of Duty and Warzone and all those
Right,
types of
nobody
games.
nobody knows him as like a skillful
No.
gamer. They know him as the
and,
Doc.
and the thing
Yeah.
is, he is a great example what other streamers kind of need to do, because
Yeah,
Yeah.
eventually the thing is that there's going to be a time in your streaming career where it's going to fall apart. Like, you know what I
yeah,
mean? He's put his stepping stones
Yeah.
into place. Like again, he's going to be he's a fucking co-owner or the owner of that gaming company. So if
yeah,
eventually his streaming were to go downhill or something happened to Twitch or sorry, not Twitch, but YouTube or something, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like
yeah. Dude, he was in the UFC. Look.
Yeah, I
Jesus,
remember watching that
I,
fucking
that's
guy. Yeah.
the
It-
but yeah, it's just that idea that like he has it set up. He has his future set up.
he does, yeah. I would say he was probably one of the smartest people on Twitch.
He
Yeah.
is. He was, yeah, when he was on Twitch.
Well,
Also,
yeah, when
from
he
a
was on Twitch.
marketing standpoint, companies are literally gonna fucking suck his dick to market with him because he promotes his products better than anyone.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah,
he implements them into his layouts and stuff, like for his stream, like his backdrops and like, you know what I mean? Like he
yeah.
does
See,
the whole the Mountain Dew, and that's literally like he's at the Mountain Dew stand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like he
yeah,
promotes
see,
his products to next levels compared to other people.
And that's
Where
yeah,
the
other
wild
people
thing,
are
right?
like, yeah, fucking buy G Fuel and use my code. That's the extent of their promoting the products.
Mhm.
yeah. See, that's what I was gonna say. I like that. Yeah, he actually does it. He goes out of his way to promote stuff where, like, there's a lot of those streams, those popular streams. They'll be like, yeah, well, I'm just gonna play for about one more round here or 15 more minutes, and then I'm just gonna go take a G Fuel break. And it's like,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
And because
exactly.
they're literally like, I'm gonna go take a G Fuel break. It's like,
hmm
oh, that was your sponsor right there.
Yeah,
Give the
Yeah.
man $5.
Yeah.
But yeah, whereas like it's like when people do their own ads and stuff, or they
yeah,
incorporate it into their merch.
yep.
You know, it's the same with like UFC fighters, anybody when they wear the Reebok shorts or something. They're sponsored by Reebok.
hmm
NASCAR drivers have the patches on their suits, on their jumpsuits, and on their the decals on their cars. It's just
Yeah.
like
To me,
there's
though,
that.
that's a generic advertising scheme where
It,
Doc is doing
yes,
his own thing that nobody else is doing. Like nobody
yes,
else is doing like he does. So
that's true. And yeah, so if you guys are done with the branding thing there, I was gonna say
yeah,
we should close her out with. We got way off topic with our
you'll
with our
yeah,
with our ping thing, which is fine. That's
yeah.
good. But I was gonna say we should end her with your story. We never got to your story. We got
Oh,
off track there.
the Halo thing
Yeah, because we were talking
regarding
about
ping. Okay.
we're talking about because yeah, we grew up in Canada, as you guys know. We're all Canadians, so we all grew up with this shitty ping. But
Yeah.
Justin has a good story about it.
So back in the day, I finally, like, I lived in the country, like on an acreage my whole life. So all we had was dial up. And dial up, you can't, like, there is no online gaming with dial up. You can't play games online with dial up. So we finally moved into town where we end up getting high speed. So then I started to try these games like Halo. Halo was one of the very first games that I ever played online, and I got fucking unreal at that game because like online and multiplayer like opened a new window for me of what
Yeah,
gaming is, and I was hooked. So I played the shit out of Halo, ended up going. Then Halo 3 came out, ended up playing the shit out of that game, and back at that time. When I played those games, I had either a red bar or a yellow bar for my connection. Okay. But I still got good even with that type of connection.
yeah.
So they were hosting MLG. I don't even think MLG is a thing anymore, but MLG was kind of that was like your esports back in the day. MLG tournaments,
That was really
the
the only
only thing.
MLG.
Yeah, and I don't even know if MLG a thing anymore. I never hear about it.
I don't even know.
I don't know if they.
I
Yeah,
like to put a little footnote in your story if you let me.
yeah.
That this is back when mouse and keyboard was not the popular thing.
No,
Not for competitive Halo.
no. Oh hell no.
It was a control scheme called Bumper Jumper.
Yeah,
I just thought that'd be
yeah,
a
yeah.
good
Because
add-on
I
because
introduced you to Bumper Jumper for those
you
games
did,
because it
and
was like unreal how much more movement you could do with your character and stuff like that.
it made you so lethal
Yeah.
compared to just people playing standard control mappings.
Yeah, because you
'Cause you,
could the best part about the bumper jumper is you never had to take your thumb off of the joystick to do almost every action in the game. Whereas the other
yeah,
control schemes, you had to sacrifice your turning of your character to be able to like throw a grenade or do a beatdown and stuff like that. So that's
yeah,
where bumper
jump.
jumper was amazing. But anyways, so I end up getting really good at Halo 3.
Yep.
And they were hosting an MLG tournament in a city that was only like 2.5 hours away from me. So I'm like,
R-
you know what? Let's go to this thing. And it was hosted by Amp Energy Drinks, which is kind of funny because I almost died drinking Amp Energy Drinks that weekend.
What? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you had so many of
Yeah.
them.
Because I'll get onto that. But anyways, so
Yeah,
I went to this Halo 3 tournament. And this is where it gets into the topic of ping and internet connection. So they had this wicked setup where everything was connected via LAN. So everything was direct connection with a cable.
yeah,
That playing Halo 3 in that setup, like direct connection, was a completely fucking different game. I had to reprogram my entire playstyle and basically my brain to play that game over a zero ping connection, essentially is what it was. Because back in the day, I had to like Halo, you do not have to lead your shots in that game, but I had to fucking lead my shots because my internet was so shitty when I was like sniping and shooting at people. And those games, you don't have to lead your shots. It's not like there's no bullet drop or bullet speed in those games. So that right there is the most ridiculous part about it. But anyways, so I go to this LAN tournament and I had to reprogram my brain on how to play. But that game is what I'm trying to point at is it was a completely different game on a zero ping connection. So that is the competitive advantage people have in
yeah.
these low ping areas is they're playing a different game than us essentially,
Yeah, because
where all my shots were hitting. There was no like, that's another thing that high ping has is your shots don't always hit. You're shooting at somebody and the bullets aren't even registering sometimes.
yeah, sometimes.
Yeah,
And that's the thing. Yeah, like local area network, it's like a high ping is 6. That's a
yeah,
high ping. Like
legit.
that's
Yeah,
a high 6 ms. That's a high ping for like we did that when we did remember we got all the boys together.
yeah,
We had that big
yeah.
LAN party
Fuck, we had like
at my
6
place.
TVs and like 6 Xboxes. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It's
It
out of
was a good
control.
time. Yeah.
And our I think our MS was about 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Right? It's like so think about that in these American streamers that are playing online, not LAN, and they're getting 10 and they're complaining.
Yeah.
10 is double the latency of a LAN network.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're getting 200.
Yeah. In some
And
games. Yeah.
and it was funny because I remember you telling me that you just had to like reprogram the way you played because
It was a
you were
different
just
game.
it was so much different. And that's what I strive for. I strive for the day that playing games online is exactly like playing them locally.
Yeah. See,
That's what I
the thing is we're actually limited by physics in
yes.
general because
Yeah.
latency is the speed of light. The speed of that signal is basically the speed of light. And a problem that we have in Canada too is routing. So we don't, it's not like we have a fucking cable going from our house straight to the server. No, it's fucking going, that cable's going like west for 300 miles, and then it might go south for a bit, then it might go east again, and then you know what I mean? The routing of these cables in this infrastructure through Canada is so inefficient and so terrible. And that's where a lot of our ping comes from, is because it's literally the speed of light, and there's some delays with just how technology and stuff works in there too, but the routing is so terrible. Whereas in the United States, it's more, the routing is a lot more simplistic because that's where the servers are.
Yeah. No, exactly. Their infrastructure is much better too. It's just everything's much more. It's faster because the servers are there. Yeah. Ultimately, if you're closer to the server, if you're close to the home base, you're gonna get a better connection. It's just it's as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
But up in Canada, we get kind of shafted.
Yeah. The way I'm gonna end the ping topic, or because we were talking about that tournament, is I'm gonna just finish it off with the Amp Energy thing. This tournament was sponsored by Amp Energy. This is back when energy drinks weren't even a thing in Canada. Like they didn't sell them anywhere. We knew about Red Bull, but they didn't really sell them in Canada. But so anyways, Amp Energy was sponsoring this tournament, and the people that played in the tournament got free energy drinks. Okay. So I didn't know anything about energy drinks and how, you're only supposed to drink one a day, or the bad effects of drinking too many. Yeah. I was fucking pounding these things back. Like I was drinking them like fucking juice, like a fucking lemonade stand, man. Like I'm buying more, or I'm getting more and more of these things. And then by the end of that weekend, I finally got home and I thought I was going to die. I could feel my heart and it wasn't beating normally. It was like it was an irregular heartbeat, and I literally felt like I was gonna die, and puking my guts out, and I was just like lying on the bathroom floor, like holy fuck, I'm not gonna make it.
And that was the branding they used for the tournament. They're like, Amp Energy. Blech.
And it's just like, I think back on that is like, holy fuck, those guys are crazy, man. Like, weren't they like, the fact that they were giving those things though, like they were, is like, that was so stupid.
I thought you said, maybe I'm misremembering, but I thought you said that they gave them out like it was like they had a stand and it was just cups.
They had a stand, and then they those pixie cups. Like not the ones that you like, the triangle ones, but the ones that are like actually can, like a small cup. But yeah, that's how they're giving them out. And you could grab as many as you want. You could go up and like you could sit there if you wanted to and just pound them back, and they didn't give a shit.
Oh yeah.
So it's just like, holy fuck. I think back on that, and it's like, how stupid was that of them?
Well, and I don't even think they knew.
I don't know.
I don't think they even knew the full extent of what those things would do.
And like, guess what? I'm to this day addicted to drinking energy drinks. I drink one every day.
Well, and it's like we were saying the other day. It's like there really is nothing that tastes like them.
No, they have the most unique taste out there. There's no soda. There's nothing out there that has that taste that an energy drink does, in my opinion.
And it's so good. Like it's
good. So good. It's like a satisfying like quench. It's the weirdest thing. And it's an addiction. It really is.
I want to try, for energy drinks, I want to try the Zoa. the Rocks energy drink. Ooh. But supposedly, like, I hear great things about it, but it's not in Canada.
Yeah, of
Oh.
course. The pig's
Probably
too
'cause it's
high. The
Yeah,
Rock
I was
couldn't
gonna
get up
say
there.
that it's probably fucking has so much shit in it, it's illegal to sell in Canada.
I was gonna, but that's probably the fact, because that was
Yeah.
that's like Red Bull, because what
It
Red
was.
Bull's
Red Bull initially was illegal to sell in Canada. You could
Yeah,
only get it
because-
in the United States.
Well, Red Bull is isn't it from
Yeah,
Australia?
I just looked this up. Australia. It's an Australian company.
80, yeah, in the
Yeah,
80s.
it goes way back.
Well,
Yeah.
why is it called Red Dingo?
I don't know.
Yeah, marketing,
yeah,
man. Marketing.
I guess that shows.
Red
And I
Emu.
think, and I think we've had, I think we had this conversation last podcast.
Austrian company.
About-
Austrian, sorry.
Oh,
Yep,
Austrian
go ahead.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that
Oh.
idea that, like, it's funny how certain things Canada will accept, but then there's other things they're like, no, you have this, we
yeah.
don't allow
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
It's
no
just-
touring in your drinks.
Yeah.
No yelling on the bus.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, it's such a bummer because, yeah, again, you hear such great things, but again, that's also marketing to these, but I don't know.
Well, I'm glad you didn't die, Justin.
Oh, I was close,
Yeah.
but I didn't.
Well, that's not the first time you came close to death, but
Yeah, no, it isn't.
We'll save that story for next time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Oh God, the sleepwalking almost death experience, or which one are you talking about?
No, I want to hear that one.
Oh
I'm talking
God,
about the
another time.
I'm talking about waking up paralyzed.
Oh yeah, Jesus Christ.
Stay
Yeah.
tuned for another episode for that story. That's a good one. Well,
Yeah.
it's a terrible one. It's a bad one.
Yeah,
But it's an interesting story. We'll put it that way.
it really is.
Yeah, I think we're gonna end her there.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
are good.
Yeah.
These guys gotta get the fuck to bed.
Yeah, we're getting old.
We're old.
Are you
like-
not entertained? Well, Ryan's. It's what 2 hours past. It's 10 o'clock almost.
Yeah, I'm
It's 2 hours past your bed.
2 hours past my bedtime. I think it was like Monday or Tuesday. I passed out at 8 o'clock. Like, I don't know what it was. I just I had like a splitting headache, and then like boom, I just it was instant too. Sometimes I'll go to bed. I'll literally lay in bed at like 8 or 9 or something like that, and then they'll be sitting there for a little bit.
Yeah.
But fucking, I don't know what it was, man. I just passed right out, and I woke up at like 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, what just the fuck?
Remember when I went to fucking visit you guys and I just passed out on the couch for like 6 hours?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Grease.
We were joking about
you
that.
guys
Hey,
were
nice visit, guy.
I hadn't seen you guys for like fucking, I swear to God, half a year. I just show up and pass it on the couch and just leave.
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Holy fuck. Old age hits you hard though. I
I'm
swear to God.
Good hang, bro. But yeah, you guys look up Not Rich Just Bored on Twitter, YouTube. Where else am I? Yammer? No, nobody uses Yammer.
And Mixer.com.
Facebook. Oh
Yeah.
man, hit it right in the gut. And yeah, don't forget to check out the Houster on Twitch.
Yep.
That's Ryan. _Houster, not
Yeah.
the Houster with a space, because that's an account that's been inactive for quite some time.
What's that? I don't think you can have spaces.
Or I don't know. There's another, or maybe it's just the Houster with no spaces. That's how I remember, because I looked it up. I'm like, what the fuck? This isn't Ryan.
Oh yeah. Oh maybe.
Shout out to the Houster.
Yeah. I know when I made my thing, I couldn't put a space in it.
I don't think you can.
Yeah, they don't allow that.
Yeah, but I know there's a different Houster. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and yeah, check out the socials, check out Ryan's stream, and
Hell yeah.
and when Sword Kira gets up League of Legends again, check him out.
Yeah. Sounds good, man.
All right, see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Yep.
Peace, guys.